Welcome back to the Dave Ramsey Show. Joining us now is one of our favorite guests of all time, my good friend Rabbi Daniel Lapin. He's a nationally acclaimed speaker, radio talk show host out on the West Coast, and a community leader, author of 3 best-selling books, including one of my absolute must-reads. You have got to read this book, one of the best books on money I have ever read, and I've read a lot of them. Thou Shalt Prosper, 10 Commandments for Making Money. And every caller this hour gets a copy of this. Rabbi, welcome back.
Thank you very much indeed, Dave.
Good to have you. Good to
Great
have you.
to be here again. Thank you.
Well, for the uninitiated, let's start with the underhand pitch. Tell folks what the thesis of the book is, what the core issue is. What is this about?
Well, can I be tasteless? I mean, can I be really crass about it and just tell the truth?
Can I stop you?
Probably not. Well, if that's the case, what I say is, look, you've got to be a recent immigrant from outer Mongolia not to know that Jews are disproportionately good with money. I mean, let's just say it, all right? It's going to make a lot of people uncomfortable, but it's true. It doesn't mean there are no poor Jews. It just means that if Jews are 2% of America's population, there should be 8 or 9 Jews on the list of 400 richest Americans instead of 70 or 80 or 100, as we usually find. There's a set of principles there. There's a set of permanent principles and timeless truths that Jews have used for generations and centuries to excel in business. And my purpose was to, first of all, find out if those are things that anybody can do, or do you have to have circumcision before these things work, or something like that. No. Great news. It's anybody can do these things. Anybody can benefit from these things. And I want everybody to benefit from these things, because one of the great insights from ancient Jewish wisdom is that nobody succeeds. In an open market, in a free economy, nobody makes money without making more money for other people.
Well, that's true. And the ones that make the most money and have a tendency to keep it are those that serve well.
It's not an accident that we use the word service for both worship service and customer service. I mean, if you're going to please other children of God, why wouldn't he smile? That's called customer service. And again, it's all part of filling yourself with the deep knowledge and the deep conviction that in trying to become obsessively preoccupied with the needs of other human beings, you will be able to prosper.
See, to me, it's disturbing right now in our culture that regardless of Democrat, Republican, regardless of liberal versus conservative, even capitalism versus socialism, it's disturbing to me that a guy opens a heating and air company with one pickup. 20 years later, after 70-hour weeks, he's making $300,000 or $400,000 a year, has a fleet of trucks.
Yes.
And the only way he's done that is to serve well. And yet people look at him and say, "You're so lucky."
Yes, all the time. And if they only say you're lucky, then we're lucky. Because a lot of the times they don't just say you're lucky, they say you must be evil. Because for you to have obtained all that money, you must have correspondingly impoverished a whole bunch of other people. If you've got all of that, then somewhere out there in society are all those folks who have less because you have more.
That's the cake versus candles metaphor. Talk about that.
It is, and people really do believe that, and it's one of the biggest obstacles to creating wealth. If you want to prosper, you do need to learn that money is more like candles than it is like cake. And what I mean by that, and it's something you and I have discussed so many times, and the idea is that if I'm at a dinner party and there's a piece of cake for dessert on everyone's plate, and I want 6 pieces of cake, and I go around the table and I gather them off your plates, at the end of the exercise, I've got 6 pieces of cake on my plate, but we'll also be able to find 5 other folks over there who have 0 cake because I've taken a whole lot of it. Another example might be a restaurant with a candle on every table and a little dark. The mood lighting's a little extreme, and I walk in with a whole bunch of candles under my arm, and I start lighting them off the candles on these various tables, and I put another candle on each table. I haven't taken away from anybody. By lighting my candle from your candle, I've brought more light into the room, not less light. I've taken nothing away. And until folks realize that money is spiritual, it's more like light than it is like cake, that by making some of it, you're adding more light to the world for everybody. It's very, very difficult to succeed in business. It's very difficult to succeed in money. It's very difficult to enhance your revenue and your net worth if deep down you believe that you're hurting other people by becoming rich. That's as far as decent people go.
And most people have, at least, unless they're a psychopath, they have some level of decency in them.
Oh, absolutely.
And if they feel like they're doing something over and over and over and over again that's harming people, eventually they'll sabotage themselves.
You absolutely do, because each and every one of us wants to feel that there's something good about ourselves. And we all put the best foot forward. We all promote ourselves in the best possible way, because we all want to believe that there's more to our lives than just eating and drinking and procreating and dying. I mean, we want to believe we're doing something good and valuable. And so if you believe that making a living and creating wealth for yourself is somehow hurting other people, you're exactly right. Subconsciously, you will sabotage yourself.
And if you have this fixed pie or fixed cake mentality, it's kind of like Tim Sanders. I was with him last weekend. He called it, or last week at a speaking engagement, he called it a scarcity mentality. And in my mind, I was just thinking about me promoting your book. I've sold a bunch of these books for you
sure
because
have.
I've told a whole lot of people this is an excellent book. And the weird thing is, and I don't mean this because somehow I'm a genius or I'm a good guy or anything, but it never occurred to me that by selling one of your books that somebody wouldn't buy one of mine.
That's right.
But if you have that fixed pie mentality, then I wouldn't want you as a guest. I'd want to hog the whole time and not share any of these ideas out of this book, which our listeners would be blown up then. They would be the lesser for it. Our viewers wouldn't get what they need out of it.
It's like so many things with money. It's counterintuitive. Wouldn't you have thought that if somebody is going to open up a jewelry store in New York City, the very last place he'd want to do it is 47th Street in Manhattan, where there are 3,000 Hasidic Jewish jewelry stores. So you think to yourself, well, I think I'll go and open one up in South Dakota in a small village that doesn't have a jewelry store, because I'm going to really do okay there. I want to stay away from all the other... It doesn't work that way. You know, all the jewelry stores gather in the right part of town, and the garment district is a garment district. And that's because people being together do not hurt one another. They help one another. Competition is not destructive.
It's not destructive, and it's not always a threat.
Right.
That's what's weird.
It's counterintuitive.
I've heard you talk about a day where you didn't make a friend is a wasted day.
Yes.
Now that sounds like a very pleasant rabbinical thing to say.
Yeah.
Very holy. But actually there's a business application, isn't there?
And I mean it only as a business thing. I must tell you that I think it's probably the most difficult thing on earth for rabbis to make friends. I mean, that's just plain tough. But